Media Reform Commission submits report to Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. Commission suggests 20 recommendations. Media Reform Commission recommends creation of a National Mass Media Commission to run television, betar and newspapers, says Chief of Reform Commission. Interim government will implement journalist interest-related recommendations of the Media Reform Commission report, says Information and Broadcast Advisor. National Citizen Party NCP to propose to Consensus Commission increase of candidates aged from 21 to 23 years. BNP confident about government and army's role in organizing fair election, says Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir. Expatriates will get voting opportunity in next national election. EC willing to introduce proxy voting system. Israel demolishes only cancer hospital in Gaza, 130 more Palestinians killed in last 48 hours. And in Latin American FIFA qualifying round, Argentina beat Uruguay by 1-0 goal. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. This is Nazneen Khalid Zubair. You have just heard the headlines. Now move on to the details. The Media Reform Commission report has been submitted to the Chief Advisor, Professor Mohammad Yunus. A 12-member commission led by its Chief Kamal Ahmed submitted the report to the Chief Advisor at the State Guest House Jamuna in the morning. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus said the interim government will take initiatives to implement the proposals of the Media Reform Commission, which are already implementable immediately. He suggested that the recommendations to be implemented quickly should be presented separately. Terming the work of the Media Reform Commission as invaluable, he suggested working so that the students and the other people of the journalism department of the universities can read this report. The Chief Advisor said the government will take necessary measures so that Bangladeshis living abroad and interest foreigners can watch the television channels of Bangladesh. After submitting the report, the Commission's Chief Kamal Ahmed briefed reporters about the report in front of Jamuna. He said 20 recommendations have been made in the report of the Media Reform Commission. The report has been prepared taking into account with its good practice at the international level. Kamal Ahmed said the report broke the monopoly and proposed a one house, one media policy. He said a proposal has been placed to form a national broadcasting agency by implementing and merging the autonomy of BTV and Betar. Kamal Ahmed said a proposal has been made to merge BSS with the National Broadcasting Agency. He also said that the law against independent media has been proposed to be changed and the Journalism Protection Act has been proposed. A National Media Commission has been proposed for television, radio and newspaper.
বৃহৎ এবং মধ্যম আকারের যত গণমাধ্যম কোম্পানি আছে তাদের উচিত হবে পাবলিক লিস্টেড কোম্পানি করা, শেয়ার ফ্লোট করা এবং সাংবাদিক কর্মচারীদেরকে তাদের শেয়ারের অংশীজন বানানো, শেয়ার দেওয়া। এটা আমরা প্রস্তাব করেছি। আমরা ক্রস ওনারশিপ এটাও বন্ধ করার প্রস্তাব করেছি। ওয়ান হাউস ওয়ান মিডিয়া এর চাইতে বেশি হতে পারবে না। প্রস্তাব করেছি বাংলাদেশ টেলিভিশন এবং বাংলাদেশ বেতার সম্পর্কে। বাংলাদেশ টেলিভিশন এবং বাংলাদেশ বেতারের স্বায়ত্ত শাসনের জন্য গত 3 দশকেরও বেশি, 3.5 দশক ধরেই যদি আমরা 90 থেকে বলি, তাহলে সারা দেশে একটা রাজনৈতিক ঐক্যমত্য আছে। সব দল সবসময় বলে এসেছে যে বেতার টিভির স্বায়ত্ত শাসন দিতে হবে। এখন এটা উপযুক্ত সময় বেতার টিভির স্বায়ত্ত শাসন ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করা, বাস্তবায়ন করা। আমরা তাই বলেছি যে দুটিকে একীভূত করে একটি জাতীয় সম্প্রচার প্রতিষ্ঠান গড়ে তোলা হোক, যে জাতীয় সম্প্রচার প্রতিষ্ঠান স্বাধীন একটি পরিচালনা পর্ষদ পরিচালনা করবে, সরকার সরাসরি পরিচালনা করবে না। সরকারের আরেকটি প্রতিষ্ঠান বাসুসকে যদি জাতীয় সম্প্রচার সংস্থার সাথে একীভূত করে জাতীয় সম্প্রচার সংস্থার বার্তা বিভাগ হিসাবে দাঁড় করানো যায়, তাহলে সেটা সরকারের সম্পদের শ্রেষ্ঠ ব্যবহার হবে। আমরা আইনগত ক্ষেত্রে সংস্কারের কথা বলেছি, অনেকগুলো সংস্কারের কথা বলেছি, যে আইনগুলো স্বাধীন সাংবাদিকতাকে বাধাগ্রস্ত করে সেগুলোর কি পরিবর্তন দরকার সেগুলো আমরা স্পষ্ট করে চিহ্নিত করে এই সুপারিশ মালার মধ্যে দিয়েছি। সাংবাদিকতা সুরক্ষা আইন করার জন্য বলেছি এবং সাংবাদিকতা সুরক্ষা আইনের একটা খসড়া অধ্যাদেশ জারি করা যাতে সহজ হয় সেজন্য একটা খসড়া অধ্যাদেশও আমরা তৈরি করে এই রিপোর্টের সাথে যুক্ত করে দিয়েছি। আমরা বলছি একটি নতুন প্রতিষ্ঠান করা হোক, সেটা জাতীয় গণমাধ্যম কমিশন হবে, একটা স্থায়ী কমিশন, এবং এই কমিশনই সাংবাদিকতার অধিকার সুরক্ষার বিষয়টিও নিশ্চিত করবে, আবার একই সাথে গ্রিভেন্সেস মেকানিজম যেটা, অর্থাৎ সংবাদ মাধ্যমে ভুলের কারণে যারা ক্ষতিগ্রস্ত হয় তাদের প্রতিকার দেওয়ার কাজটা ওই গণমাধ্যম কমিশন করবে। আমরা বলছি যে সাংবাদিকদের আর্থিক নিরাপত্তা দরকার। বিসিএস ক্যাডার সার্ভিসে যে প্রবেশের যে জায়গাটা সেই ইকুয়াল লেভেলে, অর্থাৎ বিসিএস ক্যাডার সার্ভিসের 9ম গ্রেডের যে বেতন স্কেল সেই বেতন স্কেলের সাথে সঙ্গতি রেখে সাংবাদিকদের এন্ট্রি লেভেলের বেতনটা হতে হবে, সারা দেশেই এটা হতে হবে। এবং ঢাকায় যেহেতু জীবনযাত্রার ব্যয় বেশি, সুতরাং ঢাকায় ঢাকা ভাতা একটা যোগ করতে হবে।
Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam and members of the Reform Commission were also present at the briefing. Interim government will implement journalist interest-related recommendations of the Media Reform Commission report. Information and Broadcast Advisor Mohammad Mahfuz Alam said this while distributing checks of Bangladesh Journalist Welfare Trust at Totto Bhavan in the capital. Family members of expired journalist and ill and financially challenged journalist received the checks. The advisor said grants offered by the trust is a temporary system. He noted that grants for the challenged journalist will not be needed when journalists will receive regular salary and associated benefits. Among others, Managing Director of Bangladesh Journalist Welfare Trust, Secretary of the Information and Broadcast Ministry Mahbuba Farzana, Chief of Media Reform Commission Kamal Ahmed, National Press Club General Secretary Ayub Bhuiya and journalist Khairul Bashar addressed on the occasion. The advisor distributed a total of 1,93,90,000 taka among 374 journalists and family members. Of them, 11 family members of expired journalists and 192 critically ill journalists received the grant money. Later, the advisor took part in Iftar Mahfil hosted by the ministry in honor of journalist leaders. Mahfuz Alam said fascists in the last 15 years have contaminated all systems, including mass media organizations. Reiterating pledge to work for development of media, the advisor said, like government and bureaucracy, the journalists are also accountable to the people. Jatiyo Nagorik Party NCP is going to place a proposal to fix 23 years as the lowest age to contest in elections instead of 21 years proposed by the National Consensus Commission. The party will place another proposal to fix 16 years as the lowest age to be a voter. The NCP will place its opinions on the reform proposals of the National Consensus Commission tomorrow. Jatiyo Nagorik Party's joint convener Sarwar Tushar said this at a press conference at NCP's temporary office in the capital's Bangla Motor today. Earlier, the Consensus Commission said that it is possible to materialize 111 proposals out of 166 without discussions. However, the NCP says discussions are necessary over the 111 proposals too. Sarwar Tushar went on saying that a new constitution is necessary in the country as the constitution of 1972 is no longer acceptable. He said an election for the Constituent Assembly should be held during the next election. Bangladesh's post-24 politics will not accept the interference from cantonment in the political atmosphere. Whose job is at the cantonment, they should stay there, said National Citizen Party NCP Southern Region organizer Hasnat Abdullah. The NCP organizer said this at a protest rally in front of the National Museum at Shahbag in the capital today. He demanded that the Election Commission must cancel the registration of Awami League within a short time. He said Awami League is not a political party. Rather, it is an extension of Indian power. They move forward at the instruction of India. Party leaders, including its senior joint convener Tariqul Islam and member secretary Akhtar Hussain, spoke on the occasion. Leaders of Bangladesh Chhatrapakha have demanded trials of autocrat Sheikh Hasina and her associates in the International Criminal Court on charges of mass killings. They made the demand at a press conference at Dhaka University's Madhu Canteen today over the meeting with the United Nations Secretary General and seeking trials of the culprits of the July mass killing as well as protesting against Israeli barbarism in Gaza. Central Convener of Bangladesh Chhatrapakha Mohammad Prince, Joint Convener Akib Hassan, Farzana Mitu, Ashraful Islam Nirjar, among others, were present at the press conference. The Election Commission estimates that out of nearly 1.5 crore expatriate Bangladeshis, around 1 crore are eligible voters. To allow these expatriates to participate in elections, the Commission is considering implementing a proxy voting system. However, a final decision on the voting process will be made after discussions with stakeholders in April. The Election Commission is considering 3 alternative voting methods, including a proxy voting system, to ensure Bangladeshi expatriates can exercise their franchise in the national election. The proposed methods include a postal ballot system with a specified time frame, an online voting system, and a proxy voting system. If all processes can be completed, proxy voting may be implemented on a larger scale, while the other 2 methods could be tested on a trial basis. Discussions are ongoing regarding proxy voting, where an authorized person would cast a vote on behalf of an expatriate voter in their home constituency. The Election Commission is actively working toward implementing this method. Postal and online voting systems have already been developed and recommended for trials to determine their feasibility. Currently, some countries, including the UK and Australia, have similar system in place, while in India, only military personnel are allowed such privileges. This initiative would eliminate the long-standing discrimination against expatriate voters. The BNP is having trust on the government and the army over holding the next election in a fair manner. BNP Secretary Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said this and called upon the government to ensure its impartiality. He was speaking at a press conference at BNP Chairperson's Gulshan office today. Mirza Fakhrul said the political agenda of any quarter should not be the part of the government's work plan. Criticizing the National Consensus Commission, the BNP Secretary General said there are illogical efforts in the recommendations of the Commission to install unelected people in state positions in the future. He alleged that the purpose of some recommendations of the Commission is to establish a weak and almost ineffective government system. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman said the political parties must keep the unity through which they came forward against the autocrat. People's democratic rights should be established, Tariq Rahman added. Jointly virtually, the BNP top leader was speaking at an iftar mahfil in the capital today, organized by 12th Party Alliance. Jatiyo Party, Zafar, Chairman and 12th Party Alliance Chief Mustafa Jamal Haidar presided over the program. Among others, BNP Chairperson's advisor Jainul Abidin Farooq, Jamaat-e Islami Secretary General Mia Ghulam Parvar, Amar Bangladesh Party President Mujibur Rahman Munju, Nagorik Oikko President Mahmoud Rahman Manna and 12th Party Alliance leader attended the iftar mahfil.